Hitler's buzzsaw, imagined in 1942, is notorious around the globe as the weapon utilized at Omaha Beach to cut Americans down, yet it was utilized in Russia to significantly more ruthless impact. It discharged 1,200 rounds of 8mm rifle ammo every moment, which is adequate to slice a man down the middle. It was air-cooled, and could liquefy its barrel whenever terminated constant for 5 minutes. The Glock is a definitive in present-day dependability. You can pour sand down the barrel and it will shoot. It will shoot submerged. It is regularly utilized in 9mm. However, is chambered for .40 SIG and .45 ACP among others. It is the standard law implementation sidearm today and will keep on being for quite a while. It never sticks, is waterproof. Generally plastic. What might be compared to the German Mauser has one trump on it, a 10-round magazine, contrasted with 8. The British received it into the military in 1895 and utilized it only until 1957. Officers were penetrated until they could play out the distraught moment, terminating 30 rounds in 60 seconds and hitting 30 targets. This required reloading twice and working the jolt to and fro in under a large portion of a second. The Browning machine gun is loaded for the most amazing shoulder shot cartridge to date. It is planned considering a certain something, power will in general degenerate, total force is kinda sweet. The 800 grain powder load has 14,895 foot-pounds of energy at the gag, which is sufficient to get a full metal-jacketed round through 3 moving toward vehicles. It has destroyed helicopters with 1 round. Made well known by Dirty Harry in 1971, it was concocted in 1955, is as yet considered as one of the most impressive handguns on the planet. However, it has been obscured by the .500 Magnum, the Desert Eagle .50 Air, the .454 Castle and a couple of others. The Jolt activity had been kicking around since in any event 1824, when Paul Mauser and Co. protected the 1893 adaptation in 7mm. It has become the benchmark on which all Jolt activity rifles are based, and against which all are analyzed. There are 3 essential Jolt activity frameworks: the Lee-Enfield, the Mauser, and the Mosin-Nagant. The symbol of the Old West, the Colt .45 gun, was created in 1873 and quickly got on as remarkably exact at short proximity, contrasted with the ball and cap transformations well known at that point. Its type was adequate to flip a charging man in reverse off his feet. It very well may be utilized today to chase deer and mountain bears. The bigger powder burdens can bring down wild bears. The granddaddy of all switch activity guns. Benjamin Tyler Henry created it in 1860, however neither the Union nor Confederacy needed a lot to do with it. As they were apprehensive their officers would fire excessively fast and waste ammo. On the off chance that I may utilize a threadbare joke, military insight. Thank you. Sufficiently exact to take care of the work out to around 400 yards, which is all anybody typically requires in a fight. The AK-47 is a definitive apex in rough dependability. It won't separate during an onslaught except if something cataclysmic happens to it. You can drive a tank over it, toss it against a divider, lower it in sand, water, mud, and each time it will go directly on, terminating when you pull the trigger. Just as tough and dependable as the AK-47, this handgun was created by John Browning for the Colt Company in 1911, as a sidearm for American warriors. It quickly substantiated itself a world blender in World War I, again in World War II, and has been a foundation of the American military from that point onward.